Hey guys, is your genealogy research stalled? Are you up against a brick wall? Well, if you are, then you're in the right place today for our video. Hi, I'm Lisa Listen with Are You My Cousin, where I strive to take the overwhelm out of your genealogy research. Now, before we start talking about breaking down those brick walls and the one mistake that I made that cost me several years of time when it came to researching my ancestor, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button down below. Here at the Are You My Cousin YouTube channel, I post new videos twice a week, and I don't want you to miss a one. Okay, so let me show you a little bit of a story and help you avoid the very critical mistake that I made early in my genealogy research. I was searching for my fourth great-grandmother. I actually knew a lot about her, or so I thought. I had her name. Her name was Sarah Blanks. It was in the family Bible. I had oral history. I knew who she was. I knew who her sons were. I knew the direct line. It seemed fairly solid. But for years in my research, as I was researching Sarah and trying to find what family she came from and what that Blanks family line looked like, I couldn't make any progress. I could not get past her. I could find no marriage record for her to my fourth great-grandfather. I could find nothing there. I found him wandering the county. I found her husband years later living in another family, but I could never find a marriage record. I could never find a divorce record. I could not untangle what this couple was really doing. I started to get the feeling that maybe they were a little unconventional, but I was seeing her and this. So I had made the assumption, because she was in the family Bible, she was named in her father-in-law's will as the mother of the grandchildren. I made the assumption that my fourth great-grandmother, Sarah Blanks, was actually married to her husband, Langley Talbot. It's a natural assumption. Again, well known in the family Bible, in the family documents, often went by his last name, kind of flipping back and forth between surnames. And certainly the custom of the time, we're talking the 1820s, so certainly this was the custom of the time that the couples would marry. And I made that assumption, but I could never make progress until I decided to flip that assumption on its head and think, well, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe this isn't what I think it is. And so I started to question and dig deeper, and that's when I made a very accidental discovery. I discovered a grand jury indictment of my fourth great-grandparents. Now, what was it for? It was for living in adultery. Wow, that got my attention, because this actually was occurring 20 years after they had supposedly married. I'll skip all the details, guys, and get you right to the end of the story on this one, because it is a fairly long story. My fourth great-grandparents, Sarah Blanks and Langley Talbot, never married. I was fortunate. Once I was able to let go of the assumption that they had married, I was able to let go of that trying to find the marriage certificate or perhaps a divorce certificate, anything that was traditional records. And when I let go of that assumption, I was able to move forward and dig deeper. I got into court records for them. I got into everything for them, not just county court records. I got into grand jury records. I got into it all, guys, and discovered quite an interesting story. So I had to let go of the assumptions, but because I had assumed they were married, I spent years trying to find evidence of the marriage. I spent years trying to figure out this family and find Sarah Blanks's family line. And it turns out she really wasn't even a Blanks to begin with. Her maiden name was Tally. So why do I tell you this story? I tell you this story because I want you to not make the mistake I did, but look at your assumptions and make sure you're not making incorrect assumptions about your ancestors. Just because it was traditional that men and women married, don't assume, if the facts are not adding up, don't assume that they did what was normal. So I would encourage you to think outside of the box, start exploring options of your research. What would happen if you turned your assumptions upside down and assumed they didn't marry, or assumed they didn't migrate like everybody else did to a certain area and in fact went somewhere else? Turn those assumptions upside down and see what you can find. Okay guys, so I know that's a little more out there than kind of the tips I usually give, but I just wanted to get your creative juices flowing, because when you can start to think outside the box, when you can start to consider human nature and what they may or may not have done, it's going to help open up some possibilities for you in your research. Okay guys, there you have it. Head off, turn those assumptions about those brick wall ancestors upside down and see what you can find. All right, have a great day. And before you head off to start that research, guys, hit that subscribe button over to the bottom right hand corner so you don't miss any of the videos here on the Are You My Cousin YouTube channel. I post twice a week. And feel free to head over to the website if you want to read more about tips and my tips for how to avoid making those assumptions and letting go of your research assumptions that might be incorrect. Have a great day, guys. Bye.